May I come in?
Come in.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Have your seat, Rishabh.
Thank you, sir.
Rishabh, we are taking all precautions for COVID. So your chair has been kept at a safe distance. So you may remove your mask if you wish to.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, tell us something about yourself.
So I'm Rishabh Kumar Rewar. I'm from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I did my graduation in civil engineering, BTech from IT Delhi from the batch of 2020. Since my early childhood, I've been living in multiple places due to frequent transfers in my father's job. So somewhere in between, I've developed an interest in traveling, exploring new cultures, meeting new people. I'm also interested in quizzing and weight training.
And which branch of engineering you have done?
So civil engineering.
Okay, so your optional is?
So geography.
Why not civil engineering?
So there's no specific reason as to why not civil engineering. Rather, I had more reasons for taking geography, because since I was a child, I liked geography. My father used to put up maps in the room, and it was my favorite subject in school. However, I lost touch with it when I chose a science stream in class 11. So when looking for an option, I thought, let's revisit my old love for geography.
But you are already ready with you've studied from IIT Delhi. You are very bright student. We have seen your DAF. I think you should feel comfortable in civil engineering also. You should feel rather confident about it.
Yes, I am fairly comfortable in civil engineering also, and I believe that both subjects are equally good. However, it was just more inclination towards geography, so I thought to explore that, and I believe it would help me in becoming a better civil servant as well.
Okay. And looking at your job preference also, you've given IFS first choice and IPS fifth choice. Why IPS fifth?
So I believe IPS is an excellent service, and it would provide me many opportunities and good exposure. And however, I believe that my attitude and aptitude is better suited for the other 4 services. However, if given an opportunity, I'll be delighted to serve in the Indian Police Service as well.
So why do you consider that tax officers are better than police officers?
So I don't consider that. I just think I'll be better suited to being a tax officer. However, I haven't relegated IPS. It's 5th preference, and I would like to join that service as well.
And tax officers' preference is 3rd and 4th.
Yes, sir.
So give an argument in favor, proving that you'll be a better tax officer.
So in my limited understanding, in the Indian revenue services, one needs to have more of an analytical mindset, should be rather more comfortable with data. And since my last 4 years, I've been in this field. I believe I have a good analytical mindset. I'm good with numbers, so I thought I'll be better.
Okay, let us see. You are also you have been team leader of the quizzing team, I think.
Yes.
So what is GDP of India?
So it's currently due to COVID, it has dropped. It is around 2.6 trillion approximately.
That is GDP growth rate. And what is GDP? Do you understand the difference between GDP and GDP growth rate?
Yes, sir. So GDP has dropped. I said GDP is $2.6 trillion.
Okay, GDP is $2.6 trillion. And what is the central government's tax amount? Approximately, a rounded figure.
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall the number at the moment.
What do you understand with tax GDP ratio?
So the ratio,
and what it signifies?
So the ratio of the tax that the government gets to the GDP of a country, and it signifies the tax base of a country. How many people are paying taxes? What are their contributions to the tax base, to the taxation of the government? And
how many people are paying direct taxes, personal income tax in India nowadays?
So I think it's a very low number. It's a single digit number.
Approximately.
So I say 5%.
Single digit means 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. These are single digit numbers.
Yes, sir.
Only 9% are paying direct tax?
So direct taxes, I believe it's around that number. I'm not exactly sure of the number, but
you understand single digit number is what?
So almost 5%, I believe.
5% of population?
So 5% of the I think so. It's 5% of the population. I'm not sure of the denominator.
Okay, 5% of population would be a huge number.
So
if we take our population to be 130 crores.
Yes, I think 5% of the workforce then. the people who are earning.
And what is our present workforce?
So I'm not sure of the
Roughly.
exact. So if I had to take a guess, the labor force participation rate has dropped down this year. It's around 40%, and the unemployment rate is high. So I would say around
Okay, I'll give you a figure.
35%.
Our workforce is roughly 40 crores. So what is the number of taxpayers, income taxpayers?
So if my previous figure of 5% is correct, so 5% of 40 crore is 40 upon 20. It's around 2 crores. Around 2 crores, I believe.
Only 2 crores taxpayers?
So the direct taxpayers, I'm not exactly sure.
Income taxpayers. Okay, Rishabh. Nice talking to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, gentlemen, you are civil engineer and has taken geography.
Yes.
So, in civil engineering, we have what geotechnical engineering, right? And the second is what surveying. And the third is channel morphology. All three we use in geography too. Across world, in general, in India in particular, there are two type of floods. One is called riverine floods, and the second is flash floods. So, how you use channel morphology technology to control riverine floods?
So channel morphology is the understanding of the relationship between different parameters of the channel, the width, the depth, and the amount of flow in the channel, and correlating it with other parameters. So an understanding of channel morphology helps us in understanding whether the channel is whether the base and bed material, are they tough, are they strong, what should be the ideal ratio, if there is some shifting of the base, how durable are the banks, if there's rainfall, how much would be the rise in the water level. So if we understand these parameters, and we have
there are two type of actually profile when you read fluid dynamics in civil engineering. One is called at a station profile, and the second is downstream. So how you can use both of the word profile, downstream as well as longitudinal profile, to check flood. You know fluid dynamics?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So if we have the longitudinal profile, we know the roughly the path of the channel and the river across its course, and in the downstream profile we can see
in
the
both of the profile we actually measure when a flow or discharge is going to more, what will happen in a speed, width, right? That we consider.
Yes.
So that you have to correlate. Okay. My next question related to geotechnical engineering. In geotechnical engineering, we have to read soil types, soil structure. Look, in Rajasthan, soil capillary action. In Rajasthan, western part of Rajasthan in particular, there is same problem. Locally we call same, means look, capillary action problem, salinization because of seepage of water evaporation. By using geotechnical engineering, how you minimize the seepage or same or what capillary action taking place in soil?
So firstly, we should understand the soil type and what's the profile of the soil from the bedrock to the upper horizons. And once you understand that, and we can correlate it with the causes, that is the capillary action, how a capillary is being formed, and if there is salt.
Okay, this is in the right direction. So next question. Look, geopolitics. A new area of geopolitics emerging, that is called Black Sea, right? And that is emerging just like South China Sea. So everybody talking, media in particular in India, much engaged in talking South China Sea, Quad. Look, do you consider Black Sea is going to emerge a second South China Sea?
So there are indication towards that, because Russia is increasingly increasing its assertiveness and influence in the Black Sea region, especially after its annexation of the Crimean
Russia is
Peninsula.
doing same thing what China is doing with South China Sea. So what are the countries which are affected by Russian expansion policy in Black Sea? What are the countries suffering?
So the first and foremost would be Ukraine.
Yes.
and then the other countries that are on the border of the
You are a
Black Sea.
student of geography. Name the countries, few more.
So Turkey would be one.
So as in Quad, we see USA, India, right, and Australia come together with Japan. They have no what? South China Sea coast. So what are the countries of future Quad will actually form in Black Sea?
Sir, I believe currently there are some talks in NATO regarding Russia's expansion in that, and I believe there could be some action by NATO as well. And currently, Ukraine wants to be a member of NATO.
At least you name 4 countries, I'm telling you, which are not having the coast, but very much interested. You have seen the trouble, actually 1 week back.
Yes, sir. England, Great Britain, Britain, UK had,
Yes,
there was a
yes.
ship there,
Good.
and Russia,
Yes.
it said that they fired. US is also very interested. It has Navy posted there. And other European powers like France
Yes.
would be involved.
Good guess. Good guess. So last question. What latest traveling you did?
Sir, in February, I visited Dubai.
Dubai. So look, Dubai is what considered golden city of world, hubs of gold. Why Dubai emerged as the largest gold sale purchase center in world? This was not the history, but this is the fact of today and going to be tomorrow. So why Dubai emerged as what the largest gold market of the world?
Sir, in my understanding, a major factor is the location of Dubai. It is at the crossroads of Asia and Europe. Almost all the trade.
You are a student of geography. Look, you know there is no gold in Dubai.
Yes.
So what are the area from where look Dubai is outsourcing gold?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of from where they get gold.
What are the nearest area where gold are what mined?
So there are mines in Africa from
Good.
where they might be.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rishabh, so you're talking about Dubai. How did the place get its name, Dubai?
I'm unable to recall at the moment, sir. I'll read upon it.
Okay, fine. What is the difference between a bay and a gulf?
So there are varying definitions with respect to the size of the water
Still,
body.
you are a geography optional student. You can tell us like how will you differentiate between the two?
As far as I can recall, a bay is usually larger than a gulf, and
Which is the
That's-
largest bay in the world? You also like quizzing, so it's a quiz question.
so can I take a guess?
Yes,
It's the Bay of Bengal.
right. And which is the biggest gulf in the world?
Again, can I take a guess?
Yes,
Gulf of Mexico.
you are again right. So there was a problem in Gulf of Mexico, around 20 odd days back. What was that issue?
So there were images and videos on the internet that said there was fire in the ocean. There was an oil leak and it somehow caught fire.
Right. What do you understand by this term flash drought? We all have heard about flash floods, but what is a flash drought?
So it is a drought that occurs in a relatively shorter span of time, and it is usually during the break phase in monsoons when there's suddenly the precipitation is
When you
low.
say short period of time, what kind of period do you have in mind?
So I'm not exactly aware of the
Fine.
duration.
You are also opting for Indian Foreign Service as your first choice.
Yes.
Okay. So recently, India is facing a challenge in the sense that some people left from India to join ISIS in Afghanistan, and some of them have been killed there. There are 2 women who want to now come back to India, but the Indian government is not ready to take them back. Some other countries are also facing similar situation. So what should India do? Why India should take them back, or why India should not take them back? Your answer and your logic.
So in my opinion, the Indian government should take them back and should persecute them and try them according to Indian law, and they should be punished for their actions. And however, there have been some concerns that they might radicalize more people if they come in contact with them, and that we might not be able to get enough evidence to properly convict them because they
But
were
why the government should act like a nanny state, that it should be responsible for citizens who first of all have acted irresponsibly? why should government of India take the burden or the blame for this?
So I won't say it's a burden or rather a blame. It is our responsibility because they are still citizens of India. They don't have citizenship of any other country, and they are currently in.
But why then Indian government is not acting as to what you are saying? The government of India has not said that it will take them back.
Yes, sir. So there are certain concerns with respect to security and radicalization.
So you think that maybe Indian government is not acting in the right way?
So I believe we can explore the option of taking them back. However, there are legal problems as to how do we try someone who has done some offense in a foreign country. How do we get the evidence?
Right. You also like reading Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is the difference between comics and graphic novels? Are they the same, or like is there a difference?
So as such, there is no formal definition of both of them. There are many contested definitions. However, in my understanding, a graphic novel, usually the idea is to portray a story through images and pictures. However, in a comic, often it happens that there is no continued story. There are different panels that can be viewed individually, and there is no continuing thread that is essential to read every comic strip.
Okay. And who do you think is more intelligent and more wise between Calvin and Hobbes?
So I would say Hobbes is more wise. However, Calvin is genius in his own ways.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Rishabh, you are from Rajasthan. Recently in Rajasthan, Battle of Haldi Ghati is in news due to some controversy. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me.
So there was some controversy regarding changing the text. There was a panel on which there was text, and it said that the forces of Maharana Pratap retreated.
Okay. Have you ever visited Ajmer Sharif?
So I haven't had the opportunity yet.
Okay. What do you know about the Ajmer Sharif?
Sir,
if you have any idea?
Yes, sir. It's a dargah, and it's in the memory of a Sufi saint.
Which Sufi saint is associated with this dargah?
So is it Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti?
Are you telling or asking?
Sorry, sir. I was guessing. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. You are a student of geography. If I'm not wrong, recently in Jaipur, due to lightning strike, some people were killed. So please tell me, which kind of science is involved in lightning strike?
So it's about electricity. In a cloud, there are multiple layers of charges formed, and when the potential increases significantly high, there is a transfer of charge from the lower layer of the cloud to the ground, and that causes lightning, and it has a very high temperature due to
that. You are also a civil engineer. Are some buildings prone to the lightning?
Yes, sir. It's the buildings that are usually higher than the rest of the area around them are more prone, and those that don't have a lightning conductor or are not grounded, they suffer significant damage.
Are you sure height is a factor?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are from Jaipur. Have you ever visited Jantar Mantar in Jaipur?
I had visited a long time back. Yes.
Achha. You are also a civil engineer. What was the purpose for building of Jantar Mantar at that time?
So the purpose was to build an astronomical observatory, and it has many instruments like a large sundial to measure time and positions of sun in different times of the year.
At how many places Jantar Mantar is situated? There are many Jantar Mantars.
Yes, sir.
At many places.
So as far as I can recall, there's one in Delhi, there's one in Ujjain, and there's one more in.
One or two?
I'm unable to recall at the moment.
Okay, last question from my side. What are your weaknesses?
So firstly, I think that there's still a lot of scope for me to work on my communication skills. Second is that I've seen this in the past, that in a group project, when I'm with other team members and the team members are not as enthusiastic or excited about the project or are not working properly, sometimes I tend to overcompensate for that, and I push them a bit too hard without understanding why they are not doing their part. And I've tried to work on this by understanding what are their reasons, so that the overall result of the team is better.
Okay. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Rishabh, you were interested in foreign services, IFS.
Yes.
Tell me about what is the special 301 report released by the American government and how it is concerned for India.
Sorry, sir, I haven't heard of this report.
You haven't read of this. What is the intellectual property right violations for which the report has been prepared?
Sir,
India
again,
does violate?
so there have been some concerns regarding IPR rights.
Okay, no issues. A new core grouping is being emerged. New core, apart from the first one, where the US is taking a lead again. Which are those other 3 countries which will be part of those?
So US, Pakistan, Afghanistan and Uzbekistan.
What is the mandate behind this? Why it is being formed?
So to ensure connectivity in the region and to...
That's all?
Sir,
Core is not meant for basically connectivity and all that.
to ensure more peace and stability in Afghanistan.
Okay. So how America deals with its adversaries and how India is concerned with this policy?
So how
There is
America...
an act basically that is we call the CAATSA.
Yes, sir.
Right. So in the very reference of the CAATSA, tell me what how America deals with this. What happens when it put some country into this list?
Yes, sir. So CAATSA is it stands for Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act, and in it the US sanctions the countries who it believes are against its interests and its security.
I understand. What happens when it is like any country is being put into this list?
Yes, sir. There were recently news about Turkey being involved due to purchasing the S-400 system, and India is therefore...
What is THAAD?
Sorry, sir?
THAAD, THAAD.
So,
weapon system?
Yes, it's a terminal high altitude defense.
Okay. If we do take the example of grouping some like G20, G7, there is a new grouping that is called G20 plus countries. What is G20 plus countries?
So I'm not exactly aware, but
I believe you must have been interest in international relations.
yes, sir.
Anyways, if we do say that I wonder it is better to do the right things and fail. Okay? And or is it better to do the wrong things and I get succeed? Which path you would opt?
So I would opt the first path.
The first part. Why? Any reason?
So
You are
because
going to get fail.
so I'll succeed the next time after learning how I failed.
All right. You are the student of the geography as well and interested in IR. Tell me what is the difference between the protocol, convention and the treaty?
So a treaty is largely an agreement between different countries on a particular subject. A protocol defines how the objectives that were decided in a treaty are to be taken forward. It's more well-defined rules. And I'm not exactly sure, but can I take a guess on convention? It's again a meeting of those countries to discuss their progress on how they wanted to and where should they move forward.
Rishabh, let's take a situation when you get selected for an IFS and you represent India at the forum of the United Nations. When you have been told that you have to improve certain parameters in your country, then we can think of that India's access to the Security Council. So if those you can say the list are indexes are Global Hunger Index, where India did not did well. Then if you take the example of Global Gender Gap Index, right, and the Freedom of Expression Index, where the 3 indexes, where which will be your priority in hierarchical way?
So my first priority would be Global Hunger Index. Second would be Gender Gap Index, and third would be Freedom of Expression Index.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rishabh, can you tell us the names of capitals of northeastern states?
Yes, sir. So the capital of Arunachal Pradesh is Itanagar. Capital of Assam is Dispur. Capital of Meghalaya is Shillong. Mizoram, Aizawl. Manipur, Imphal. Nagaland, Kohima. And Sikkim, Gangtok.
And can you also tell us the names of chief ministers of these states?
So I'm not aware of all the names. I can recall the name of the Chief Minister of Assam, Shri Himant Biswa Sarma, and the Chief Minister of Manipur, if I can recall correctly, is Mr. Biren. I'm not exactly sure of the other Chief Ministers' names.
And have you read this news that there has been clash between the police of Assam and Mizoram?
Yes.
What happened there?
So they have a historical border issue in the region of Kachar on the borders of Assam and Mizoram, and it is said that there was some conflict between the locals of that region of different states as well as the polices of both the states, and it is said that 6 policemen of Assam lost their lives, and now there are these chief ministers of both the states are giving their sides as to whether Assam attacked first, or the Assam chief minister said that the Mizoram police used submachine guns. So there's still a lot of air to be cleared, but the issue is the boundary between the states.
And who recently won silver medal from Manipur in Olympics game?
So Mirabai Chanu.
And is there any chance that she gets a gold medal?
Yes, recently there's doping testing of the Chinese woman who got the first prize.
Name?
And I'm unable to recall the name.
Okay.
And if she is disqualified, Mirabai will get the
When the
gold medal.
report is going to be out?
Sorry, sir.
When the report is going to be out?
Sorry, sir. I'm not aware of the date.
Okay, nice talking to you, Rishabh. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir.
Come. Hi, Rishabh. Have
Thank
your
you,
seat. So, how do you feel?
I feel good. I think it was fairly okay.
Fairly okay. Okay. So, fairly okay means you have identified some weak points, some points to improve, to work on.
Yes, sir.
Which are the points you have identified yourself?
So there were some questions that I thought I could answer better,
Mm-hmm.
and without more cross questions, I could have come to the point. Like the Black Sea question, and I believe in between I was speaking a bit too fast. Would have slowed that down as well.
Okay. 2 points. Any other point?
There might be more, but these are all I can think of.
Okay. See, Rishabh, we are very happy. We are very happy. You are very young person. You have just graduated last year, and the very first attempt you have reached this stage, and reached very smartly. That means you have all the qualities which Indian administration wants from administrators. You appear to be having integrity, both intellectual and moral integrity. You are mentally alert. Your analysis is good. You are having very broad view. You don't have a narrow perspective. Your language is good. Flow can improve. Flow is also good, but it may improve. I don't know whether you are you appear to be a little underconfident. You should show to be more confident. You are having such a strong academic background. You have been good student, so confidence level may improve, and flow may also be better. Watch the video twice or thrice. You appear to be too cautious. See, cautious should be. Once you are talking to senior persons in UPSC board, you should be cautious and alert. But you should also be a little more forthcoming. You are fine, but you should have better flow. Okay. But overall, you're good. Your comprehension of question was very good. You understood the intention of the question. That happens not with every aspirant. That is very positive point with you. You need to work also on some cultural information about Rajasthan. Also, because you have claimed that you have a traveling is a hobby, so that puts additional pressure on you. So work on that. IR facts should also be updated. That means you are ready, but your analysis is good, your comprehension of the issue is good, but you may add some more updated facts
Yes.
to make a more emphatic impression of the answer. Other things are very good. That means these are just 2-3 points to work on, and you've got more than 25 days, so you can very conveniently work on those points. Do you have any question from your side?
No, thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.